I am currently in Bali in a co-working space, as you can see. And in this video today, I am going to share with you some of the things that you might want to know before you go to Ethiopia. Or if you are even in Ethiopia, because I have some friends who are already in Ethiopia and they get these things wrong or because they don't have any idea. So I am going to give you a few tips of those things. I'm going to start with the most important thing, that is food. Anywhere in the world, there is a food etiquette. It's either you're eating with chopsticks, with knife and fork, with spoons, or with your hands. In Ethiopia, we eat with our hands. That's the etiquette of food. But just because we're eating with our hands, it doesn't mean there is no etiquette. You don't just grab the food and shove it in your mouth. There is etiquette and a way to eat it. And on top of that, we eat in one big plate, all of us together. We share the food. There are three most important things for the human body to survive. That is water, air, and food, right? So in the Ethiopian culture, like, we share our food. That's very important. So in Ethiopia, our traditional food is served like this. In one big platter, we have injera, and then we have different sauces, and we share that with the family. So if it is in a family setting or in friend setting, we share that. We all eat together in that plate. So since we're children, like, we're used to eating like that, meaning that if you're sharing something that can keep you alive, you can share anything, which teaches you, since you are a child, to share things, not to be selfish. So that's a very important lesson that you will get since you are a child. But once you're an adult and you're eating or you don't know and you're just a visitor coming here, it's very important that you know the etiquette on how to eat the food. So first and foremost, you eat with your hands. And which hand? That's also very important. You don't eat with your left hand. You eat with your right hand, because the left hand is reserved for the toilet and the right hand is reserved for food. So before you eat, wash your hands with soap, very clean, because you're going to put that hand in the food and go and shove it in your mouth. Not only that, if you don't care about yourself and your hygiene, that's fine, but you're going to share this food with more people, so make sure that you wash your hands. Second, the plate comes, as you see, like in a big platter, and everybody's sharing the food. And the sauces, they will repeat the sauces 2 or 3 times on the plate, because everybody has their own side. So you take the injera and you take the sauce that's in front of you. Don't go past your side and go and try to grab whatever is in front of somebody else. Don't do that. That's very bad etiquette.
A short announcement before we get back to this video. I wanted to share something very close to my heart. For the past 4 years, I have been immersed in a journey of cultural preservation, documenting the story of the Hammer people. The result is my documentary film, Dobo. It's an intimate look at the beautiful culture and a project that truly defines why I travel. I have spent the past year taking you to different film festivals, universities, and cultural centers. I'm happy to announce that it's finally now out for public viewing. If you want to see a different side of the world through my lenses and experience, learn about the Hammer people's culture and traditions, Dobo is a film for you. The link is down below in the descriptions. I hope you enjoy it and support me to make more documentaries like this. Now let's get back to the video.
After you eat the food, after you take the food and then you put it in your mouth, don't lick your fingers, because licking your fingers is seen very bad, because you're licking your fingers, you're putting your saliva in your fingers, and you're putting those fingers back in the food, and that is a no-no. Don't do that, because there's other people eating the food and nobody wants to eat your saliva. Even though you're not touching their part of the food, it doesn't matter. It just looks very bad, it's not hygienic, and it's just not okay. So just don't do it. Another thing when it comes to food, definitely avoid saying this, doing this, and that is watching what people eat. I've seen in some other parts where people will comment on, "Oh my God, you eat so much. Oh my God, that's a lot of food." Never say that in front of an Ethiopian, because that's just bad etiquette, because you're shaming people for eating food. And the way we show our love is by sharing food. So when you go to like a house, there's like the modern way of serving the food, and then there's a traditional way of serving the food. So when you go to more rural areas, they will put in a big plate and they will put lots of injera, and then they will put the sauces on top like the wet. They put a lot, even though there's a small amount of people eating, they will put a lot so you can eat freely, have something left over, so people don't think like you ate everything, you cleaned the plate. So that also shows like the host is a very good host, because they gave you enough food that you have left over. So for both sides, it's very good. So the host doesn't feel like you left hungry, and the guest doesn't feel like they ate everything and now like they're being judged. So never say to someone, oh, you eat too much, or wow, you're going to eat all of that. That's a very bad etiquette. So yeah, that's why also, even if it's in a modern setting and the food is served like this, like in one plate, they will keep offering you to add more food on your plate, to add more food on your plate, without even having the chance to say no. There's already more food on your plate. That is because they're showing their appreciation, because the more you eat, they feel more happy, also because you are appreciating their cooking skills. And at the same time, they're showing like they're good hosts, and you also don't feel like, you're eating everything, because you're going to have lots of leftover on the plate. You have the food, you put it in your mouth and doing this. So whatever is left over in your hands, don't do this. Because I see people doing this. Don't do that. Because when you're doing this, you're putting the rest of whatever came after your mouth, and you're just putting it on the food that everybody else is sharing. So that's also a very bad etiquette. So don't do that. Last but not least is Gursha. Gursha is when someone takes the food and they give it to you. When you're giving it to someone else instead of to yourself, that's the way we show love, appreciation, and friendship and hospitality in our culture. So if someone is giving you a Gursha, accept it. Normally it's seen as a sign of friendship and appreciation. So this can happen. A man can give it to a man can give to a woman, old, young, it doesn't matter. Anybody can show appreciation, and anybody can give you Gursha, and it means nothing except for friendship and respect. And this is the etiquette of how you eat Ethiopian food. Obviously, there might be more that I can't remember right now. So if you know some of them, leave them down in the comments. In Ethiopia, we don't need to know you to ask you
personal questions. Why are you not married?
Tina, give me one.
ደሞዝሽ ስንት ነው?
In English?
Oh. How much is your salary?
Where is your home?
Why don't you have kids?
Exactly. Ethiopian capital city is Addis Ababa. Addis Ababa. Our city was named by our Empress Taitu. So the Empress came with the emperor in that time. It was just a jungle, there was nothing around, and she found a flower that she'd never seen before. So she said, I want to base my city here. And they moved. This city became the capital of Ethiopia, which is now called Addis Ababa. But mostly a lot of foreigners will call the city Addis Ababa. So when they're writing it, they will write it like this with B-A-B-A, which is completely wrong. But not only that, a lot of us also thinking that that is how it's written, completely will write it down. Like if you put now, like, and sometimes in Google Maps, it will say Addis Ababa. Even the sign in Addis, they wrote it Addis Ababa, but that is very wrong, because Ababa means dad, like it's like father. And our city is called Addis Ababa, meaning new flower, not new father. Addis Ababa is new father. So It is not a new father, it is a new flower. So our city is called Addis Ababa. So if you are a foreigner, this is how you have to say
Addis Ababa!
And if it is someone who is from Addis, an original city person from here, this is how we call it.
Addis Ababa!
Addis Ababa. So this is how we call our city.
Addis Ababa!
I hope this helps.
Here's an expression you might find useful while you're visiting Ethiopia. In Ethiopia, we don't say, "What do you think you're doing?" We say, in Ethiopia, we don't say, "How dare you?" We say, in Ethiopia, we don't say, "You look great." We say, in Ethiopia, we don't say, "Stop, you're making me blush." We say, in Ethiopia, to express any type of surprise, we don't say, "Wow," or "Wow." We say,
So in many social situations that you can use this word. So if you don't know lots of Amharic, like this word is perfect for you. It's an expression, it's not really a word. It's an expression just like wow, right? So you can use this word to express many emotions. Coffee is a very important part of our life. When you meet an Ethiopian, if they invite you for a coffee ceremony in their home, that's a very big deal. So definitely take that opportunity and to go to their home and experience coffee, because we do coffee differently. It's not just that we brew coffee like in a machine and then you just get a cup. It's not like that. It's very, very, very different. We have a whole ceremony. It takes a very long time. Just know that it takes like an hour or something, because we do the whole process right in front of you. From the green coffee, we wash it, we toast it, we make it a powder, and then we brew it right in front of you. And there's just a whole ceremony to it. And that's where people actually get to know you. That's where they talk to you. That's where the real conversations happen. So if someone offers you to go to their home for a coffee ceremony, accept it, because it's going to be really amazing. For us in our culture, when someone offers us something, we don't say yes immediately, even though we want to. If someone says like, would you like to eat something? Even though I'm starving, I never say, yes, I want, right? Like that, because that just shows you're too desperate, like you haven't eaten forever. So you have to say like, no, I'm full, I don't want. The people will insist many times, and then you say, okay, fine, just because you insisted. And then they would eat. So it's the same thing. If an Ethiopian comes to your house, you offer them something and they said no, don't just stop, like continue offering, because they're saying no, because it's in the culture they're used to saying no. So you have to insist a little bit. It's the same thing when it comes to the payment, right? You go with an Ethiopian to have lunch in a restaurant or a coffee shop, and when the bill comes, there's this fight, right? Like, no, I'm paying, no, I'm paying, no, I'm paying. And then you pay. There is no such a thing as like, let's pay 50-50. That is not in our culture. It's like either you pay or I pay. That's how we show our friendship and how we appreciate each other. I hope you enjoyed this video and learned something today. Like, share, comment, and subscribe, and see you in the next video. Bye!